Hey everyone, I'm once again coming to you from my favorite difficult to reach local-ish forest, Epping Forest. I thought I'd come out here today and just try my hand at woodland photography. You know, I've tried it a few times and it's never really gone quite as well as I would hope. So yeah, I thought I'd just try today, make a little bit of a video. And you know, autumn has kicked in. As you can see, the beautiful colors here. Yeah, autumn is fully ongoing here in the UK, and the past few years I've really missed this beautiful season. I missed my opportunity to kind of go out and shoot, and this time I've kind of learned my lesson. I now know that autumn passes in just a matter of like a couple of weeks and it's done. So just want to take this opportunity, especially before the second lockdown hits, to come out here and shoot today. So the downside of a relatively remote area like this compared to where I live is the fact that if I take the first tube train that's available in the morning, I get here like an hour after sunrise. So it's not quite the time that I'd like to be here, but to be honest, it's really gloomy today, really overcast, and I think the mood is kind of right. The only thing that would be better would be fog, but you can't get everything. So here's the first scene that I wanted to have a hand at shooting, and as some of you will know, if you just keep walking around and trying to find the best spot, you're often just gonna come out with nothing, come out of the forest with nothing. So yeah, I just want to take a shot of this. Now today is gonna be a bit of a challenging situation because I only own one tripod, and that's being used by the camera that's recording me. So I'm gonna see how it looks without a tripod, what kind of ISOs I have to go with to get a sharp shot, and if I have to push my ISO too high, I'm just gonna borrow the tripod from the video camera there. Okay, so I can kind of underexpose and go with 100 ISO at 1/10 of a shutter speed at f8. So I'm gonna try that. I'm gonna try to get a sharp shot, and also to get away with going f8 because there's quite a lot of depth in this scene. I'm just gonna focus stack. In fact, I'm going to go to f4 and focus stack 3 images. So hold your breath, 2-second timer, here it goes. Okay, so here's a nice little shot. It's a little tiny stream that kind of S-curves over here, and there are these like little trees with tiny branches just hanging over the stream, and to be honest, it's something so simple and sort of ordinary, but the beautiful golden and orange and red colors here just make it so beautiful. And it might look like an ordinary scene to most people, including to me, to be honest, but I just find something magical here, so I wanted to try to take a shot. And for this one, I definitely use my tripod. I brought my camera on a little tripod on my backpack over there. That's why it's kind of low and I'm sitting down here. And I've forgotten a lot of things today. I guess it's because I've not gotten much sleep last night. But I've forgotten my hot shoe cover, so if there's like rain, my hot shoe would be kind of exposed. And I've also forgotten my L bracket. So I'm gonna have to tilt my plate thing sideways, which is unfortunate, but it'll work. Oh, and one more thing here, I don't want to go with too low of a shutter speed because I don't want to lose the detail in the leaves here to blur. And so I'm going to shoot at about 1/5 of a second and see what I can get. And actually I think I'm going to go for a panorama and get, I don't think you can see it, but there's like a really nice tree leaning into this whole scene. It's a bit far from the stream, but I think it could make for a nice shot. So I'm going to just try to shoot a bit of a wide panorama with my 50mm lens here. So I think a little intimate panorama like this might actually look pretty good. Because when you think about panoramas, you're always kind of thinking about photographing things that are quite far away. But if you have something smaller like this, and you have, you know, a medium telephoto lens, like a 55mm that I'm using, you kind of get really close to this, you know, a very detailed world. And I think it could turn out pretty cool. Okay, so I was really hoping this would happen. A chance to use my 100 to 400. I freaking love this lens and I bring it pretty much everywhere with me. And most of the time I don't get to use it because it's kind of a niche thing. You need to find a composition kind of distant, but you can't really get close and you don't want that wide angle background and stuff. So I think this is the perfect occasion where I have this path leading up to that tree over there. And then that path continues in the distance and there's another tree there. And so I want all of those things to be, you know, dominant in my photograph. And I don't want the things in the back to be tiny. So this is a perfect use case for a telephoto lens. And here's my composition. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it kind of, you know, what they say, compresses the scene. So yeah, let's see the kind of shot we get. And I think this one's really cool because you have a ton of different colors. You have yellows, you have a bit of reds, you have shade on the path nearby, and you have light in the distance, and you have this green, bright green grass. So I think this might turn out pretty nice. So here's another reason to bring a 100 to 400 with you, and that is its near macro-like magnification ratio capabilities. And just check out this tiny little mushroom over here and look at the photo that I'm going to take right now. Okay, so after I was done shooting those little mushrooms over there, unfortunately it did start raining and I put on my waterproof coat, and I'm filming on my A7 III right now, so it might not be as stable or as good, as well composed. And also I put my mic away obviously, so this will probably sound really bad. But yeah, I'm hoping the rain does end and I can do some more filming, but I'll definitely try to do some more shooting because my A7 III should be fine in this like little drizzle, hopefully. Well, the rain has finally stopped, and I must say I am so happy I came out here today. I thought not much would come out of it, you know. I thought it was a gloomy day and I was too late for sunrise and there was no chance of fog or mist or anything like that. But I am so happy that I caught the autumn colors this year and before the second lockdown. It is absolutely gorgeous here. When it was like raining and after the rain has ended, I was kind of trying to get close-up shots of the details of this beauty of nature, you know, in this season. There are like gorgeous leaves over there, orange and yellow, and behind them, just behind them, there are like green leaves, and then there are some interesting trees. This place is gorgeous in autumn. It's incredible. Like, there are so many interesting trees as well, and so many different colors and sceneries. I thought I would struggle to get beauty, you know, but it's absolutely no struggle. It's absolutely incredible. I'm so happy I'm here. goodness. That I really sank over there. So I walked a bit further with my wet shoe, and I'm actually getting kind of tired and hungry now, so I decided I would just find maybe one more little bonus shot. And this is it. There's this tree that is pretty nice. It's kind of like a lone tree. It's not really a lone tree, but if you zoom in enough, it will look like it's alone. And the cool thing about it is that its leaves are like mostly green and a little bit of yellow, and everything behind it is red. So I thought maybe I could make it stand out. So yeah, that's what I'm trying here. I got down pretty low next to this log. Let me give you a better view. So there's the tree. It's that tree. And this log here is actually full of little jumping spiders running around. And at first I stood right next to it, and there were little spiders. I could see at least 5 at a time around my feet. But anyway, that's the kind of composition I'm going for right now. So you all are standing on the spider tree right now. Hope you don't mind spiders. I'm just waiting for the wind to die down here because my exposure at 100 ISO, obviously I want the shot to be clean. It's an 1/8 of a second, so I need it to be pretty still. And as you can see, it is really not. I need it to be pretty still to get those leaves sharp, and that's really what I'm looking for because I'm really zoomed into those leaves. So any kind of movement will be very obvious and will really take away from the image. I mean, you know, if those leaves aren't sharp, then this image may as well not exist. So I'm pretty much waiting for it to go still, like maybe in a few seconds now. I can see the branches are still moving just a little bit, but yeah, this is not going to be sharp enough. But anyway, I'll wait for a while and see if I can get a sharper shot. I've decided to take my backpack off my back and use it to support my knees a bit. Crouching down like this is really inconvenient. I've got bad knees as well, so for me it's really bad, and I can't sit down on the ground because I get soaked instantly. I unfortunately don't have like a sit pad, which I own, but I forgot to take as always. And this is where a screen that can tilt in portrait orientation really comes in handy. And this is not just a gimmick. It is a really useful thing that, you know, that I think every photocentric camera should have. Having to compose like this is very difficult. It both decreases the quality of the images that I'm gonna get because I'm not gonna get the composition right. I can't do the edge control like this unless I lay on the ground and I'm gonna get wet. And it's straining my knees and it's making me very uncomfortable. So it's like the worst of both worlds. I'm really glad that the screen tilts up and down. That's fantastic. But a lot of the shots I take are portraits, so it would be fantastic if it would tilt the other way as well. So yeah, that is definitely not a gimmick, let me tell you. Okay, my vision is starting to blur and darken because of the strain here, and I didn't sleep too well basically, and I woke up very early. I think I slept like 2.5 hours or something. And so, you know, and it's been a bit of a hike, a lot of crouching down with my bad knees, so I think I got a couple of shots. I'm not sure if they're interesting or not, but I think I'm gonna call it here and start heading back. And you know, if I see, I'll try to take like a slightly different path, see if I find anything interesting, and then I'll try to shoot it, of course. But otherwise, I'm heading back. You know, before I got the 100 to 400, I knew about its benefit of like a really nice close minimum focus distance, and I've always been like, you know, I've always been fond of up close shots, getting something small and getting it extremely detailed. And so that was a real benefit for me, but I thought like, oh, most people probably consider that a gimmick, and I probably won't get like that many nice shots, you know, I'm probably not gonna get macro. It's just something fun to try out. And you know, when you have a piece of gear that allows you to do something, you kind of train your eye a bit, you know, because you look for that stuff. And I thought, oh, maybe I could train my eye to look for smaller details if I have the ability to kind of photograph them. But to be honest, just in this outing, I photographed a couple of like macro-ish shots, made a couple of macro-ish shots, and they're pretty nice, I think, especially this last leaf here. it just looks really pretty. Of course, it's, you know, the composition is all over the place. Well, the contents of the image are all over the place, but it just looks so nice, you know, it's so pretty. The only issue that will probably never disappear is the fact that it's really heavy and it's hard to carry, and I hate carrying heavy gear, and I hate carrying gear. I love gear, but I hate carrying gear. So I see this fork here and I think, was someone like attacked by a bear in the middle of their lunch or something? Had to drop it and run? Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't it? So the one thing I can give a good review to, besides my baby lens, are my shoes. They've been absolutely outstanding. Completely covered in water and mud, and my feet are 100% dry. Unbelievable. These shoes are like 5 years old as well, and they're just absolutely flawless. Echo. Yeah, not sponsored, but this is like the shoe brand that I trust, personally. Well, I'm coming up on the place where I entered the forest, so I guess this is almost goodbye now. What a wonderful day. Oh, I'm so glad I came out here, even though I had almost no sleep. But, you know, as Thomas Heaton always says, it's always worth coming out. Never regret it, never. And today is like the furthest from regret I could... Well, that's an overstatement, but, you know, it's pretty far from regret today. But anyway, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed it, please leave me a like and subscribe if you want to see more of me, because I will be you know, I will be making more videos basically. So yeah, stay tuned for more. See you next time.